It is 11:48 p.m. for Friday, September 12th. Um, you Usually what I would do every Friday is at the beginning of school every year that I have been here, I for some reason would run 5 miles every Friday. And as somebody who doesn't actually do a lot of cardio, that is hard. Like, I would love to put into context on how hockey really isn't cardio, because hockey is a sprinting sport, if you think about it. I am a hockey player. I am built like a hockey player. I look like a hockey player. I All my body functions are in for lifting heavy weights, shooting the puck very fast, and skating very fast. That's what my body is for. But the thing is that in hockey, you don't skate fast for long periods of time. You skate fast for like 45 seconds. Like in not great hockey, like you go to like beer league or a club, it turns more into like a minute 15. But I don't like hockey really doesn't do the traditional quote unquote cardio, like going for long periods of time. Like, as athletes ourselves, and I still like to put myself in the category of a quote unquote athlete, because while play lower hockey, I still maintain fitness in a pretty high degree of fitness. And so that's why I would run 5 miles. I decided not to run because I'm still battling some health issues. So I biked 10K in 20. Yeah. So I biked 6.5 miles. 10K is 6.2. About like 20, not 20. Oh yeah, about 25 minutes, which is not the one. I'd love to get down to 10K in 10 minutes. I don't know if I could do 20K or not 5K. Not 20. Yeah. 5K in 10 minutes. 10K. Did I say 20K? I didn't mean 20K. 10K in 20 minutes. But that's just some things going on. Plus, I did it right after a surprisingly long workout. Usually, so one of the things I do when I work out is I split the days up depending on how bad it is. So I'm kind of going through the discovery phase of the week. So I don't work out Tuesdays because that is my busiest day and you need a rest day. And I like working out every day because it just kind of gives me something to do. And eventually that usually wanes off when you get closer to finals. But for now, that's kind of how it goes. But you have to plan it out, right? Like Friday will never be a leg day because I will do a lot of cardio. Monday will never be a leg day because I refuse to do a leg day on the first day of class. Wednesday cannot be a leg day either because I have hockey practice, and doing legs while hockey practice is really tough. So what it comes down to is that my schedule is now Wednesday back, or I guess it's technically my pull day. Wednesday pull, Thursday legs, Friday push, then it goes back to pull, legs, push. And that's my 6-day cycle. But then I will always do at least 10 minutes of cardio, whether it be on the bike for hopefully trying to get around 5K or a mile run. That just depends on which day. Leg day, I usually prefer not to do cardio at all because that takes the most amount of energy out of me. And I just don't want to do things with my legs after a good leg day. But yeah, it's hard. Cardio is very hard, and I try to be very strategic about it because that is something I do need to improve on. Like I actually switched up my entire workout schedule because in previous I would do essentially just do back and shoulder. Then I would do legs focusing on quads. Then I would do chest and forearm and arms. And then I would do legs focusing on hamstrings. And my legs are powerful enough. I don't fit into most pants because I have a small waist and I have a lot of muscle. Yeah, it's a very unfortunate situation. I actually have to get most of my things tailored. I can't just buy it from the store and it fit in general Comes a very hard price when you're buying golf pants or shorts. But so I realize I don't need to train my legs as much because they're already as big as I want them to be, and I kind of can't. I'm very limited on what I can do with leg exercises. I can't do a lot of deadlifts or like bent over exercises because I don't want to arch my back a lot, and I can't put a lot of weight on my back. I can so I'm pretty limited to seated leg pushes, leg extensions, hamstring curls. I can do Bulgarian split squats, which are very nice, and then I can do body weight and like random like calf exercises. So I'm very limited, so I don't want to just kind of do the same things over and over again. And I really do need to focus on my chest. That is one thing that's always been lacking. It's always been lacking in terms of my friends. They are all, I wouldn't say they're much more, I guess they work out a lot more than I do, but I also study a lot more than they do. So that kind of balances out there. But they worked out in a more professional manner long before I did. So they were always a little bit stronger than me. But in reference to, I think, our weights in terms of what we could lift, my friends had a pretty even, like, this is normal squat for their bench. My bench would be hovering around, like, max of 200 when I was in boarding school when I did, like, sports-specific lifting. And then my squat would be 5 pounds less than theirs. So it always was, in comparison to my levels, my squats were always much, much higher. Like, when I was 16, I was squatting 315, 3 plates, which, like, now really doesn't seem like a lot to me. Like, I would, here at school, before I hurt my back, I would do 315 for 6, and then I stopped squatting because of back reasons. Having a fracture in your back kind of sucks sometimes. But, like, I was strong then, but yeah, so that's why I've changed my workout. This usually always falls apart at the end. You get to after Thanksgiving or maybe just before Thanksgiving, and it all falls apart. Because for some reason, Thanksgiving is late again this year, so I will have 5.5 weeks of school, just straight school. Finals, somewhere around there. Actually, I think I'll have 2 finals. One before Thanksgiving, one before fall break. And fall break is only 2 days off of school, which kind of sucks. Like, I feel like we should have a week off, or a little bit longer, or have it so that it's like 4 weeks of school, fall break, 4 weeks of school, Thanksgiving, 2 weeks of school, finals week. But literally, I do 5 weeks, fall break, 5 weeks, Thanksgiving, and then I'll have, I'll go back for 1 week of actual school, then finals week, and then I go home again. It is always really frustrating to do that because you get back and you can't really teach anything new, and all you can do is review, and it's chaos. It is absolute chaos when it gets to the end of the season, so I can't actually work out as much. So I try and stay as strict as possible now, but then when games start being scheduled and work ramps up a lot, I don't do it as much. But a thing I very much hope I can keep doing is the cardio, because weightlifting can only get you so far when it comes to fat burning. Like, I try and eat very healthy a lot. Like, I still have 3 meals a day. Some days I actually only have 2, but But I'll have usually only stick to 1 plate, and I'll try to not have any dessert. Well, I'll try to only have dessert at dinner, and usually I kind of go for like an oatmeal raisin cookie because that feels a little bit healthier than a sugar cookie, even though I kind of know that it isn't. But that's usually like, and I always have a salad every single meal, and I try and have a protein, and I try to stay away from other things. But that's all good and well, but if I don't do cardio and I don't get that calorie deficit, maybe it doesn't actually help me out at all. But I can tell that I am feeling a lot more physically well than I did at home because of the lack of access to food. Because at school, or at home, I very much just could eat whenever, and that's just how it was. I would make very, very delicious food, but most of the time that consisted of an unreal amount of butter, and that's just not healthy. And so now that I just can't pull out a thing of Triscuits and put some brie and honey on it, oh my god, that was so good. I am actually losing weight. I always find that funny is that there was that saying of the freshman 15. That is a saying in the U.S. at least where you gain 15 pounds when you go to freshman school because you have access to all the food you can eat without restriction. But, like, I eat my fill at the dining hall and then I have no food in my room and I just don't eat from usually, like, 8 o'clock on. Some days are the exception. Like, if I eat at 5 o'clock, I'll have not an early lunch, but I'll eat a small lunch, have dinner at 5 because I'm hungry, and then I'll get another meal, which right now has consisted of like a turkey sandwich with like tomato and lettuce and on a ciabatta bun with grapes. And then I would get like Fig Newtons because I love Fig Newtons. That is so good. But like that is my meal. I don't eat breakfast. I cannot wake up early enough for breakfast, which is, I want to say annoying, but probably not the healthiest thing. But yeah, I eat a lot less, and I definitely lose a lot of weight in the first 5 weeks of school. And usually I wouldn't say that weight comes back on, but Christmas does not do me that well. But that is all I got to talk about. It was a little bit of a rant about working out because it's the thing I do every day pretty much. It's something I do. But don't turn off. There's this really annoying thing is that, it's not annoying for the fact that it's definitely an energy saver, but the projector turns off every single time it hits midnight, and usually I'm in a classroom past midnight because why do work in a room when I can do it with a computer and a desk and a projector where I can play the newest episode of Don Don, which currently is queued up right now. But yeah, there's nothing else more to say. Just talking about today, and then tomorrow we'll have a team function for some quote-unquote team bonding, which is going to be interesting. But I will apply for jobs tomorrow. I just found out. I don't know how, I looked at, I would love to work at Epic Games just because it is in a city that I know and is close to one of my friends. And they're it's like game programmer internship, which would be great for me, or like computers or software engineering internship. There's one about physics engineering, which is cool, but I've taken physics and I've taken high level math, but I don't want to do that. But there's a data analysis one, which would be really cool, and I am a big fan of data analysis. The past 2 internships I have done have been on data analysis. So I'll have to do that tomorrow. I just have to upload my first game and some 3D modeling things I did at boarding school to GitHub, and then create a cover letter. And that's going to be a journey. That's probably going to take quite a while, but that I've committed myself after I do my Japanese homework and before I go to a party. But yeah, I'm going to watch this episode, go back to my room. For some reason, the washing machine didn't actually wet my clothes, so I'll have to put it through the wash again and then go to bed. And that'll be a very, very fulfilling day, and I will be able to get to sleep in so much tomorrow if my roommate doesn't wake me up, because he's been waking me up every single morning about an hour and a half before he get up, but I digress. But yeah, that's that's all I'm going to talk about now. I've kind of just been yapping today, but sometimes when your brain is tired, your body is not, and that is what's happening right now.